welcome back to another class of Scott's Quick Cash Class. Each day we're bringing you a 5-minute episode, giving you some information about finances and credit scores and buying a car, buying houses, just helping you get some financial knowledge so that you can make some better decisions out there and get in a better place. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be free, right? We want freedom of our time, freedom of our finances. Listen to me, I'm going to help you get there. So today we're going to talk about thinking, right, in our mindset, and some of the differences between how wealthy people, i.e. rich people, and how poor and broke people think. So one of the mindsets is, from a broke mindset is, I work hard so I deserve to spend, right? You hear that, hey, I put in a good day's work, or hey, it's 2 weeks, I got my paycheck, we're going out tonight, right? We feel like at the end of 2 weeks or whenever we get that our paycheck, that we deserve a reward. Well, I hate to break this to you, but if you're broke, you probably don't deserve a reward yet. Now, I'm not saying you can't celebrate getting paid or the weekend, but we got to think of maybe more fiscally conservative ways to do that. I know when I was younger, the first thing, every Friday we were going to the bar, right? Or we were getting a bunch of booze and we were going to a friend's house. We were spending money, right? And getting hammered. That did not help me get to where I want to go, right? That only delayed the progress. So second mindset is money is for bills. How many times are we looking at our paycheck and we look how many bills we have and we're just thinking, hey, this is not enough to cover this. And we stay in that, that rat race of, I've got to find a better job so I can afford my bills. But then when you get that better job, and we've talked about this in other episodes, you get that lifestyle creep where you start spending more money. But money, yes, we need it to, obviously, pay for our house, pay for food, gas, and things like that. But wealthy people, when they get paid or when they have income, because a lot of them don't have regular 9-to-5 jobs, they have their own businesses. But when they get income, they're not thinking, their first thought is not, how can I put this, how can I pay a bill off? Their first thought is, how can I take this money and turn it into more money? How can I generate more revenue from this, right? What asset can I buy? And so it's just a different frame of thinking where you're always paying bills as a broke mindset versus how can I grow this? It's a growth mindset. When they have problems, they are always looking for solutions that can grow them, right? So think about that. Another one you hear is budgeting is for poor people, right? If you don't have any money, you need to budget. Well, I have news for you. They did, Dave Ramsey, whether you like him or hate him, he's obviously a big finance guy, and he brings out a lot of good points, but they do a lot of surveys, and they did a survey of a bunch of millionaires, and 94% of millionaires have a monthly budget, right? So if the richest people that we're quote unquote aspiring to be or to get to that level, if they have a budget, why would we, who needs a budget badly, why would we not have a budget, right? So budgeting needs to start when you have no money, not when you have a lot of money, because you can't get to a lot of money if you're not taking care of the little money you have now. So keep that in mind, right? Here's one that really scared me. This was from Psychology Today. They did a survey and found that 90% of your financial habits are from when you were 10 years old, meaning what you learned up until the point you were 10 about finances, whether that be in school or from your parents, is influencing your decisions right now. 90% of your financial decisions, right? So whether you realize it or not, those people that you had in your life before, or they still might be there, whether it be your parents, friends, siblings, how you learned finances, and a majority of learned from our parents, how you solve finances, that's how it's going to carry out, right? Unless you take some actionable steps. And hopefully watching this, you are taking some actionable steps. So, excuse me. One last one I'll leave you with before we get to question of the day, tip of the day, is according to a CNBC post, 61% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So 6 out of 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck. That's really scary when we're the wealthiest country in the world, and 6 out of 10 people, if they miss their next paycheck, are going to be in trouble. That's pretty scary, right? And that tells me it's not an income issue, and this even includes earners over 100,000. It's not an income issue. It's a mindset. It's a habit issue, right? So hopefully I can give you, or you're picking up some good points, that even if it's one little degree of change, that's going to make a huge difference. So let's leave you with a question of the day and tip of the day. Question of the day: what's one money myth you heard growing up that now you know is not true? Right? For example, money doesn't grow on trees, right? We all know it doesn't grow on trees, but maybe you might find a money tree now. So, so what's one myth you heard growing up that you thought was true, but now you know is not true, or vice versa? And then, tip of the day: every dollar you spend now is a vote for your future, right? Are you spending it on consumption, or are you spending it on producing something? So think about that the next time you pull that wallet out and you're going to spend it on something. You're voting with your pocketbook, and you can tell where your priorities are with how you spend your money. So think about that. Think about your future. Think about you 10 years down the road. Is that person going to be happy with your decision that you made? So thank you again for watching. If you liked what you saw, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you have questions, please go ahead and leave a comment. Always look forward to answering questions and helping you guys out as much as I can. Till next time.